How I Became Everything I Wanted to Be at 23. Mastering the Art of Living by Michael Angelico. Music by Deceiver of the Blind. Performed and produced by Michael Angelico. To my mother and father. Preface. There's a common misconception that people conflate happiness with pleasure. While having money can give you financial freedom to do what you love, you must do what you hate first to do what you love. It's essential to recognize that there are no genuine shortcuts. What may seem like a shortcut often leads down a challenging road. Every action triggers a reaction, and consequences have a way of returning in the form of suffering, as observed and personally experienced. This principle is universal and likely resonates with your own encounters. As you conclude this book, you will possess a toolkit for critical thinking that empowers you to master the art of living. While conventional education tells us what to do and how to do it, the emphasis on critical thinking and the intricacies of leading a fulfilling life are often overlooked. While some argue that religion offers guidance on how to live, its inherent restrictions and contradictions often leave us with more unanswered questions than answers. Our ideals or heroes can have many flaws that we may be blind to. In reality, understanding someone requires living with them and observing their actions, habits, and hobbies. The hero you admire is based on the character they portray, not necessarily the person they truly are. Choose your heroes wisely. Bad heroes can give glamour to character flaws. When our revered figure disappoints, the idealized image shatters like a mirror. Yet, while we can't alter their flaws, we have the power to evolve into the best version of ourselves. You can mold it to your desire like clay. Through your actions, you have control over your destiny. It takes pain and tragedy to create beauty. But how is it done? While the instructions may appear simple, their implementation proves challenging for many. As a shortage of discipline and an unwillingness to relinquish what holds personal value hinder the pursuit of something of greater significance. Grow good ideas, and they become meaningful actions. Developing purposeful behaviors creates lasting habits. These habits shape who you are. A well-crafted character guides where you're headed, emphasizing the impact of the first thoughts you planted. Throughout this discourse, I will delve into a multitude of topics. Some of this knowledge may already be familiar to you, while other aspects may remain obscured. Frankly, many of the discussions and assertions in this book are bound to evoke discomfort, and that's perfectly natural. Discovering and discussing harsh, cold truths can be uncomfortable or downright offensive for you. Avoid taking anything personally within the contents of this book. Our perspectives may diverge, but I urge you to consider what I have to say. This represents my life's code, forged through overcoming neurosis, mistrust, and deceit, becoming an independent artist, contending with weight issues, navigating the complexities of the medical field, and much more. The ideas I present may challenge your comfort zone, so I encourage you to approach them with an open and receptive mind. Throughout this book, I will draw heavily from books and my favorite intellectuals such as Jordan Peterson, Friedrich Nietzsche, Carl Jung, and Ernest Becker. In each chapter, I will present a problem or a motif in my life and explain how I learned from my observations and experiences using psychology and philosophy. In my experience at my colleges, I saw how the humanities, just like mainstream media, were teaching us what to think and what to think about those ideas instead of teaching us how to think for ourselves. I earned my bachelor's degree in 2020, but it did not prepare me for reality and the outside world. At the age of 23, most, if not all, of my wisdom emanated from the jobs I worked, time alone, books, intellectuals, the internet, and artwork. This entire book contains precisely all the knowledge I anticipated acquiring during my time at college. Instead, college left me disappointed for the most part. However, I did have great professors here and there who made a significant impact on me. To them, I am grateful. I suggest you apply what works for you into your life and what doesn't. Consider it. If you have another perspective that is more pragmatic for yourself, then choose that instead. This is the framework that has worked for me. I will speak my truth, which may not necessarily be your truth. Why? Because life is extremely random and arbitrary. You may still live the lies your parents, teachers, and governments have conditioned you to believe. One believes things because one has been conditioned to believe them. Our realities could also differ, making our truths subjective. I had the same mental problems as you, but the difference is that I changed my attitude and decided to do something constructive with it. We all want to be heroes, but not all are willing to go through the discipline it takes to mold one. However, we can find heroism and meaning in many aspects of our lives. For example, we can find meaning by finding a career that fits our personality and skills that gives us purpose. Finishing this book made me question exactly what made me write it. The fact that I felt like the loneliest man in the world. At my highest, I felt the coldest. With no shoulder to cry on, I continued my personal life mission. I want to be an artist, not just a musician or a painter, but everything I could be. I undertook the task of writing this book as a means of introspection spanning ages 14 to 23, a period that seemed to rush by without clear bearings. Documenting my thoughts is a tangible effort to organize the whirlwind. My goal is to guide you in seeing the truth, questioning everything, justifying your existence, finding happiness, leading a purposeful life, and ultimately, embracing a serene departure one day. Life is already short. Don't make it shorter. As Nietzsche once said, to live is to suffer. To survive is to find meaning in the suffering. The assertive tone of this book mirrors the dialogue I wish to engage in within my own thoughts, a narrative shaped by the wisdom I longed for. Perhaps the counsel I sought from my father. It encapsulates the manner in which I desired someone to impart the practical wisdom I lacked in my youth. My mistake in my youth was expecting wisdom from adults who were as ignorant as me. To reflect and figure out deeply if I am fulfilled, I wrote this book to myself and others. This book is dedicated to those who crave guidance to master the art of living, aiming to answer the following questions about life. If you were immortal, how would you spend your life? What do people misunderstand about you? How do you want to be remembered? What's on your bucket list this year? What is something you dream of doing? What is your most treasured memory? Do you have a philosophy you live by? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What truly makes you happy? Is my suffering worth living? Do you want to get married? Why or why not? What is my purpose? Am I resourceful to others? Should you anticipate this book as a get-rich-quick scheme, it may not align with your expectations. In a subsequent chapter, I will delve into why such an approach may not be in your best interest. While I acknowledge the potential drawback of employing extremes within this book, it's crucial to recognize the nuanced gray areas that exist in reality. However, extremes can help identify clearly what to do and not to do. Extremes are pragmatic. However, a misleading notion suggests, how can someone unable to save themselves save others? Imagine we are both prisoners of suffering. I possess the key to your chains. Does that mean our locks must be the same? The mistake arises when we assume that everyone faces the same challenges and has identical solutions. This is my blueprint for learning how to live, but it may not necessarily work for you. The best gift I can offer you is knowledge and wisdom. To give you all the knowledge I have acquired thus far that has helped me not fear my death, but welcome it. Everything I have implemented has changed my life for the better. Live life to its fullest and without regrets. Time is the #1 value for millionaires and billionaires. Why? Because it's limited. Money cannot buy time. Each day that passes is a day that you will never recover to become what you wish to be, to accomplish everything you want. Let's be logical. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll get there. Time is running out. Set your goals straight, and be the hero you wish to be to your community, family, and, most importantly, yourself before it's too late. My qualifications may not include a degree in psychology or philosophy. I'm simply an individual who recognizes life's depth beyond pursuing a potentially fruitless academic path. I'm just a kid who knew there was more to life than getting a useless degree that wouldn't yield a career. I know that I know nothing, and that there's still so much to learn. However, all the wisdom I acquired through experience is valuable. At the age of 14, I embarked on a journey with the guitar, signifying the commencement of my self-taught exploration into the realms of discipline and mastery. This pivotal moment marked the initiation of a personal commitment to continuous learning and skill development in the world of music. While I have earned my skills in guitar, music composition, and music engineering through self-teaching, I recognize the importance of structured learning. Hence, at the age of 19, I enrolled in a one-semester course encompassing bel canto vocals, introductory piano, and music fundamentals. Acknowledging the complexity of these disciplines, I sought mentorship to lay a strong foundation and guide me on the path toward mastery in these nuanced areas of music. Following that semester, I diligently cultivated my skills through rigorous practice routines, leveraging my acquired solid foundations. Over the years, my commitment led me to become proficient as a guitarist, vocalist, lyricist, music composer, and music producer, along with acquiring skills in music engineering. In my early 20s, I earned a bachelor's in humanities, attained my dream physique, ventured into personal training, and mastered my professional skills as a phlebotomist. It's crucial to clarify that I am neither an advisor nor an expert or psychologist in this domain. This book serves as a collection of thoughts exchanged between my current self and my past self. It reflects my personal understanding of the world. Life is like a book, where each chapter is written and revisited, but the aim is to avoid being stuck in the same chapter forever. An exciting and thrilling next chapter takes you by surprise, something unexpected yet worth living for. If I could go back in time and give my 16-year-old self a book filled with the wisdom of a wise father, this would be the one. This is a book written for my future children, for whom I wish to master the art of living as I did. From 14 to 23, my life experiences forced me to undergo various transformations. Through time, I learned and earned the skills to become an artist, a vocalist, a music composer and producer, a multi-instrumentalist, a personal trainer, and a writer. By the age of 23, I had published 28 original songs, and by the age of 26, the count had increased to 34 songs, along with 18 original digital paintings. If you crave more wisdom after reading this book, I extremely recommend the following books: The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene, 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson, Beyond Order by Jordan Peterson, The Denial of Death by Ernest Becker, Thus Spoke Zarathustra by Friedrich Nietzsche, The Unplugged Alpha by Richard Cooper, The Rational Male by Rollo Tomassi. Look, I'm just an ordinary young man who recognizes all his flaws and potential and does everything to fulfill it. However, my age should not be an excuse to disregard what I have to say. Judge a person by the results they get in life, not by what they say. I hope you enjoy this book and gain a lot from it. I want to share everything I've learned from my pain, meaning, and endeavors. I want to share the tools that help me master the art of living. This is how I became everything I wanted to be at 23. William Michael Angelico.